Welcome to Engineers Academy. Subscribe to my channel and click on the bell icon to receive the notification for the upcoming videos. Now in today's lesson we are going to solve this problem. This is an example from chapter number 2. In this example we are given an equation that is an equation for the pressure difference across the aortic wall. So the problem says that the following equation is a specific case of one model used to describe the blood pressure in the aorta during systole. So the period following the closure of heart's aortic wall is called the systole. So the variable t represents time in second, and dimensionless variable y represent the pressure difference across the aortic wall, normalized by a constant reference pressure. So we have this equation and we need to plot this function for t is greater than 0. So far we haven't learned the plot function, so in this example we will learn the plot function as well. So we will find the y of t values for specific values of t for a range of values of t, and we will plot this y of t versus t using the plot function. So now let's how to do it in MATLAB. So here I will write, let's suppose I will write x is equal to, I will generate a row vector for time, let's suppose. So I will write t is equal to, I will write 0, and I will give the spacing of, let's suppose, 0.03, and then I will write the end point, let's suppose I write 0.5, and I suppress this. I do not want to print this time on the screen, and then I will write y of t. So y of t is equal to e to the power minus 8t. So how I will write exp to the power minus 8 into t. So this is t, so I will write t. Here I do not need to write the dot because I am going to multiply the scalar with the t. So by default to multiply a scalar with a vector, so it is already element to element multiplication, so we do not need to write dot here. But if I want to multiply this exp minus 8 of t, so what we have learned in the previous lesson, that it will generate a vector. So if we are multiplying a vector with another vector, so if I write multiply and I will write sine, and then I will write sine, and then we have 9.7 t, let's suppose. So we are given 9.7 multiply by t, and then I will write plus, and then pi divided by 2, I think it's pi divided by 2, so pi divided by 2. So this is the equation for the normalized pressure difference. So now here if we see that sine is also a vectorized function, so here t is a vector, so this sine function will produce a vector, and exp will also produce a vector. So if we want to multiply these two, so then we need to put a dot sign here because it's an element. We want an element by element multiplication for this equation. So it's very important to know that where to put dot multiplication and where to put simple multiplication. So now if I execute this, let's suppose if I press F5, so and then I write y of t. So these are the y of t values for the corresponding t values. When t is equal to 0, y of t is 1. So the pressure difference, and when t is equal to 0.03, let me write t as well. So this is t. So when t is 0, the pressure difference is 1. When t is equal to 0.03, the pressure difference is 0.7536. When the t is 0.24, so the pressure difference is minus 0.1007. So now how to plot this? So in MATLAB there is a simple function for plotting a variable against another variable. So what I will do, I will write plot, and then while doing plot, so MATLAB tells us that the first vector will be the x vector, that is the independent vector. So now in this case the independent vector or the independent variable is t, so I will write t and then I will write y of t. So this will plot y of t versus t. So again, if I execute this script file, so if I press F5, so now we see that this graph is plotted and the y of t is plotted against t, but here we see that there is no x label, that is x-axis label, and there is no y-axis label, so we need to put labels as well. So how to put labels? I will write x label and then I will write the string, that is the characters that I want to put along the x-axis. So I want to put t or time, let's suppose, and I want to write time in seconds, and then I will write y label, let's suppose y label, and then I will write normalized pressure. So I will write it like this. And now, and if we want to show the grid on the graph as well, so what we will do, we will write grid on. Now if I execute this, sorry, there is some error. Okay, I have the spelling of the label is wrong, so I have to omit this O. So then if I execute this again, F5, so now we see that the time, the label for the x-axis is also written here and the label for the y-axis is written here and the grid is also on. Now let's suppose if I want to know that what is the pressure value between 0.25 and 0.3, somewhere between 0.25 and 0.3, and I want to extract that value from this graph. So what I will do, there is another function, that is the ginput function. So I will write ginput and then I will write, I want to know one ginput. So you people will know in a short while that what's the meaning of this one. So let's suppose I want to equate this into x, let's suppose. So now if I run this, so now you people see that here is a cursor. So if I want to know the value between 0.25 and 0.3, so I need to click somewhere near the graph between 0.25 and 0.3 second time. So if I click here, so now here we see that MATLAB says that at t is equal to 0.2740, the pressure difference is minus 0.0940. So this is the function of ginput. Now let's suppose if I write 2 here, so now I will be able to extract 2 values from the graph. So again, let's run this. Again I have this graph. Now I want to record a value between 0.1 and 0.15. So let's suppose I click here and then let's suppose I click here. So now we can see that we are having 2 results. So now for the first click at t is equal to 0.1251, the pressure difference is positive, that is 0.1137, and at t is equal to 0.3297, the pressure difference is negative, that is 0.0786. So this is the simple plot function in which we can plot one variable against the other variable, and how to put the labels for the x-axis and the label for the y-axis. So you people will write x label and y label, grid on, and if you people want to off the grid, so you people can write grid off as well. And you people, if you people want to extract some values from the graph, to read some values from the graph, so you people need to write ginput and the number of inputs that you people want to read from the graph. So for this example, we are done with this example. I think you people have understood this very simple plot function. Now we will solve this next example from chapter number 2. So in this example we are given a benzene and toluene solution, and it says that we consider a system for heating a liquid having benzene and toluene solution to distill a pure benzene vapor, and a particular batch distillation unit is charged initially with 100 mole of a 60% mole benzene and 40% mole toluene mixture, and let L be the amount of liquid remaining in the still and moles, and let X is the mole of benzene per mole be the benzene mole fraction in the remaining liquid. So conservation of mass for benzene and toluene can be applied to derive the following relation. So this is a particular equation for this batch distillation process. So we need to determine what mole fraction of benzene remains when L is equal to 70. When L is equal to 70, how much of the mole of benzene per mole is left? So the X is the mole of benzene per mole. So we need to find that X value. Note that here it is also written that it is difficult to solve this equation directly for X. If we solve this equation for X, if we put the L is equal to 70 and if we want to find the value of X, it's difficult to find from using this equation. So how we will do it? So we will plot a graph between X versus L to solve the problem. So use a plot of X versus L to solve this problem. So what we will do, we will guess a range for the X values, and then what we will do, we will find the values of L using those X values, and then what we will do, we will use a ginput function to find the value of X when L is equal to 70. So now let's write it in MATLAB. So now let's suppose if I write X and then I write 0, and then let's suppose I give a spacing of 0.01, and let's suppose I write 0.5, and then okay, so I write comment as well. So X is mole of benzene per mole. Okay, then I will write the equation for L. So I will write L is equal to 100 multiplied by X divided by 0.6, and as we see that X is a vector, so if we want to raise this X row vector to some power, so what we will do, we will write dot exponentation, that is an element by element exponentation. So the power is 0.625, so I will write 0.625, and then I will multiply, then there is multiplication, so we will write multiply and then 1 minus X divided by 0.4. so what I will do, I will write 1 minus X divided by 0.4 divided by 0.4, and then we need to raise it to the power minus 1.625. So again this 1 minus X divided by 0.4, so what it will do, it will give us an array. So, and then if this is an array, if this part of this equation is an array, and if this part of the equation is an array, so what we need to do, we need to multiply it, we need to multiply the element by element multiplication. So I will write dot here, and then what I will do, I will plot X versus L. So I will write L and then I will write X. So let's execute this. So now we have this graph. Let me put the labels as well. So what I will do, I will write xlabel. So xlabel is, let's suppose xlabel is L in moles, and then we need to write ylabel, and ylabel is mole of benzene per mole. So what I will do, I will write mole of benzene per mole, and then we need to find the value, we need to read the value at L is equal to 70. So I need to take an input. So let's suppose if I write, this time I write L and X, and I will write G input, and I want to read one value, so I will write 1. So now if I execute this, press F5, we have this graph, and when L is equal to 70, as we see that the range that we have selected for X is not enough to see the result at L is equal to 70. So let me modify the code. So what we will do, we will increase the range of X. So what I will do, let me write, let's suppose 0.7 this time. So if I write 0.7 and then I execute this again, so now we see that when L is equal to 70 somewhere here, so if I click here, let's suppose, so now we see that when L is equal to 70 point something, the X is 0.5244. So now let's modify this script file again. The 0.70 to 0.7 range for X is now very large. So now let me change that range. So let's suppose if I write 0.55, let's suppose, and now if I execute this, so now we can see that 70, L is equal to 70 is visible, so we can extract the result from this. So when L is equal to 70, we do not need to click above the graph, we need to click somewhere near to it. So let's suppose if I click here, so now let's see, when L is equal to 69.9355, nearer to 70, so the X is 0.4944. And now again, if you want to grid on, if you want to display grid on the graph as well, so if we will write grid on, and let's execute it again. So now we have this graph, and at L is equal to 70 we can extract again. So when L is equal to 70, X is 0.5260 mole of benzene per mole. So I think you people will understand this example, the plot function, and how to extract the value from a plot. So I think that's enough for this lesson. See you in next lesson. Thank you.